Welcome to Life It with the DVD. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. Today I wanted to talk about balancing your duality. So, what I mean by that is I had seen something recently that I found profound in a very kind of subtle way, in that it was a tweet that was talking about yin and yang. And of course, I lost the tweet, but I've managed to piece it back together based on the concept of yin and yang and what they were talking about. But briefly, yin and yang is an ancient Chinese philosophy that represents a dynamic balance of opposing but complementary and interconnected forces, typically known as qi. In this qi is in everything, and yin and yang is in the qi. And this just means that there's duality in all aspects of the physical world and even the non physical world, like our emotions and other etheric realms that we might not even be able to comprehend. So, this also means that nothing is either purely good or evil. It matters the perspective that you are looking at a certain thing or witnessing a certain situation, and how you're actually defining what is going on and whether it is good or bad for you. So, having this perspective in mind of balancing the yin and yang, you might be able to open up your mind to there really is no clear definition of what is good or bad. It is simply a matter of perspective and differing of opinions in how one is witnessing the world. So keep in mind that all things in nature exist with the yin and yang, or are due to yin and yang, and it is in everything, right? So looking at this concept, it can serve as a guide to a pursuit of good health, good well-being, balancing our activities, and focusing on the right thing when it comes to all aspects of our world, whether it be nutrition, fitness, or self-empowerment and actualization of your potential. So the best things in life will come from a dynamic balance of these two things. And can also help balance situations where we're out of balance, right? Such as our home, our work life, emotions, relationships. So looking at this, we can look at this from an individual perspective, but we also should look at this from a collective perspective as well, because in our modern day lifestyle, at least in the West, there is a lot of yang, a lot of yang energy that is projected. So if you look at at both of them, the yang energy is the more masculine energy, the more active energy, while the yin side of things is more of the receptive energy, or the feminine energy. And there's all sorts of different ways that you can look at this. I mean, the yin is known for a bunch of different things. The moon, a shaded orientation, being darker, concealed, hidden. It's also the negative side of things. Once again, I just got this from Wikipedia, so it's interesting to see that this is the more negative and dark side with the yin. And then the yang side is, once again, the sun, the male side of things, open, maybe more aggressive, that side of kind of the the duality. So when you look at both of these, right, once again, we need to balance both sides. Even though I might be, by the typical definitions, a male, it's good to have a feminine energy as well, right? It will help balance the masculine energy. And ultimately, when we are at a balance, right, we are at a point where there's equilibrium, we are going to be able to do things in a more balanced way in our life to create the things that we want, to build and build momentum and success towards the things that we are trying to achieve in our goals. Um, so our modern lifestyle is typically, once again, in the West, more yang focused. It's very focused on the work that we're doing, how much time we're putting into the work, and in our culture overall, it's just work, work, work all the time on all projects, on all things, and typically we don't have time to, you know, sit down and relax and try to just take it all in, right? And when we take it all in, that's the more yin side of things, right? But even if we look at that from a little bit of a different lens, where, you know, a typical lifestyle is, let's just say, 9 to 5. We work the majority of our waking day, and then, okay, we come home and then we rest, and maybe we're on the couch while you watch TV or something, take care of the kids, make food, take care of everybody else, and then we sleep, right? The yin would be the rest there. The problem is, even within this yang energy of the working, when we are partaking in our yin energy and resting, it's typically not the most healthy version of the resting. You know, watching TV might not be the best thing for your mind, to be just letting in when you are at rest. Maybe a better activity would be, you know, trying some meditation or reading a book, something that's more receptive, but not in a way that you're actually unconscious to the activity. Um, we want to be present in all activities, you know, our work as well as our rest. So just looking at this and looking at your own activities, and this is what I had done after, you know, looking at this tweet, was if we're trying to build something more in our life, right? Well, maybe we should stop consuming as much. So another way to look at this is, if we are feeling out of balance where we're consuming too much, well, maybe we need to actually build something. We need to create something. We need to, maybe we're reading too much content, so we need to write. Maybe we are working out too much and we're putting in a lot of work physically to, you know, weights or high intensity interval training or whatever, tires our body out. Are we listening to it? Are we in balance? Well, the opposite side is, if we are tired, is maybe doing something that's a little easier on the body. Maybe it's as simple as something like meditation, stretching. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more active. Yoga, Tai Chi, something that is going to help your body heal and counterbalance from that hard work, that hard activity. A more low key, low impact activity would be much better to balance your chi, your energy, with the yin and yang. And it's just interesting looking at both sides of these things, because you know, if you, it can also apply to your mind, right? If you have an overactive mind, right, your mind is working trying to think about something and solve it, and maybe you're brainstorming tons of ideas to figure out how to solve something. Well, maybe you need a break. Maybe you need to just engage in a yin activity, a more receptive activity, where, once again, where you're being present, like meditating. Maybe it's just walking, right? Something that frees your mind. It still can be a physical activity, but it's the degree to that activity, and it's going to be a degree that is appropriate to you and your energy. So I know that when I have an overactive mind, a good thing for me to do is to take a walk or to work out. Something that is able to take me out of my body, or sorry, take me out of my mind and put me back into the present moment in my body. And I find that when that happens, it allows things to go, right? All of the rumination, all of the worries, it can be let go and new things can come in, new ideas of where I need to take things. Um, so I just thought this was a really interesting concept just to think about in terms of what sort of things, what sort of activities that you're doing that maybe you love to do, but at the same time you are feeling out of balance with the rest of your life. Maybe it's something as simple as or different as maybe you're spending a lot of time with friends and you're not actually interacting with your family as much and you feel like you should, but you're just not doing that, right? Maybe that's a dynamic that you need to balance. Maybe it's something at work where you're getting the work done, but maybe you're not engaging with coworkers and communicating with them and listening to them with their feedback. So there's all sorts of different levels that we can look at this, like I had mentioned, and actually try to apply the opposite when we're feeling out of balance. So this goes for all activities, and I just thought it was a really interesting concept because, especially when it comes to me filming this video, I've been feeling out of balance where I consume way more information than I am giving back and putting out in the world. And ultimately, this is what this is about for me, where I have garnered what feels like so much knowledge that it feels time to give back, right? To try to explain how I see these things and these empowering things that might be able to empower you as well. So once again, I'm trying to engage in my yang activities as well, just by doing the things that I can and just balancing my energy. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Like or subscribe if you've made it this far, and let me know. Let me know what activities that you like to do to balance some of your energies, and what works for you. So until next time, thanks for being here. I'll talk to you later. Bye.